partly because of the political situation in China. Until 1984, British returned Hong Kong to China. So at the same time, we know a priest, Father Pascal John, a Franciscan priest. He was in Australia, looked after the overseas students for quite a long time. At that time, there were very few overseas students. Because all the government schools, they don't accept overseas students yet. So through this priest, we find out maybe we can do something to help this student. So the father kind enough to contact the church here. And he find out a Dominican sister convent in New South Wales, Mossway, that the boarding school stopped using it for 2 years. So through the help of Father John and the church, so we try to do something for the student.
We landed at the Sydney airport on the 22nd of October 1984. So we were very small at the beginning, only 13 students and 6 staff, academic staff. But we were lucky in the sense that we were quite inexperienced in running a boarding school. But then with the help of the first principal and with Father Pascal's help, we were able to start after 1 year of planning, and that is the 1985. Officially in 1986, January, that's when we started the school. And at that time, we worked hard to go to overseas to spread and promote students. And so gradually more students came to our school. And then we proceeded on. In 1990, already the population had risen to more than 200. And so that's why the building of the 2 boarding houses, St. Joseph for the boys, and then with the boarding house for the girls, we call it House of St. Mary. And so more students were attracted to come to our college, and more sisters at that time were sent from Hong Kong. But in between, there was a great setback because of many things occurred at that time. And all this affected the population of the school. And then very few students left, but then we still survived.
Beginning of anything is always difficult. So the first 10 years, all the difficult work have been done by our sisters. I took over 1997. Everything was established. There's nothing that can go without difficulties. And for my experience here, I really feel the grace of God accompanying me for 27 years. Because this school is up and down, up and down. But I feel the God walking with me up and down, up and down. I have not experienced any anxiety. So somehow God guided me with the help of the good staff. We changed our school from year 7 to 12, a complete high school. And the last 3 years, with the closure of borders, we had no international students. But with the local students, we make up quite a nice picture. Now after 3 years, everything beginning to pick up. I always think that if God wants you to survive, no one can destroy you. I'm very positive because all these 27 years plus the 10 years before, I see that God wants us to continue mission, spread His word, press His good news, particularly for the local students, because I think this is the way we can help our church in Australia. And also think that we have special mission to the students from China. They don't believe in God. So I am very positive, looking to the future.
After our sister settling down in New South Wales, about 4 years after, one of the sisters belongs to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Then she approached our sister there and expressed there's some needs in Brisbane. If you can do something to help, like an aged care facility. And this sister's brother is Father Albert Chen belonged to a religious congregation, Sacred Heart of Jesus. Is working in Brisbane, look after the immigrant from Papua New Guinea and newly immigrant. So I came once and see the Father Albert Chen. And also at that time, the government in Australia is very good to encourage people to start something for the elderly. So the Father Chen tried to hand in the application to the government. Unfortunately, the application turned down. I have no surprise because nobody knows us. But after Father came away, maybe ask the church to apply for us. So since there's no harm to try, so he helped us to fix the application. And one day, I received a phone call that the parish priest, Father McHugh, come to Hong Kong. And at the same time, in Australia, the priest, Monsignor Cannell, is working for the refugees. So he came to Hong Kong. So maybe from that time, after of Brisbane, lower down a bit of SPC, he got our permit to come. So three of them, we come. As soon as he arrived, the parish priest, Father McHugh, have a very nice convent to receive us. So we at the same time today in Margaret, St. Catherine Church. But thank God by the end of December, we received the news that we get the permit from the Department of Aged Care. So we started to learn how to start looking for lands and things to build the aged care facility.
When we start our aged care, we have no experience. In Hong Kong, we only have the hospital and the teaching. So this is a new venture for us. But we were very lucky. Through different sources, we were able to get to the different aged care facilities. But they were very good. They gave me a lot of information. When we started, while the building beginning to build, I was trying to recruit residents. So I think I recruited about 21. When the building was finished, we opened our door for the residents. We only have 7. The challenge now is how to fill in this place, 60 beds. But it took us nearly 2 years to be able to fill it because we were not known. Nobody knows us. We started with only a handful of us. The staff and ourselves, we did everything. We were the manager, we were the cleaner, we were the cook, we were the aged care, we were the carer, everything.
I was helping in the kitchen, in the laundry, preparing morning and afternoon tea for the residents. But not long after, I was sent to the laundry. It was quite difficult for me. I need to wash the soiled linen with my hands. Nowadays, you will have a machine for all that soiled linen. But at my time, there was none. But luckily, I could get over it. This is God's grace for me.
One of the things that attracted the people to come over to us is our chapel, because we were blessed with priests coming to say Mass for us. As we go along, government in those days, in the 1992, there was no rule, no Aged Care Act, and by 2000, we had the first Aged Care Act assessment. To be able to get that qualification for 3 years was really very stressful for the first year. But everybody's effort, we passed. In the year 2000, we applied for the high care so that our resident hasn't got to be moved out of the facility to somewhere else, which they didn't like it. Now, the facility is not no more high-low care, it's all one-level care because the residents come in, they demand more attention, more care.
And now, St. Paul the Sharp is on the right track. With the help of the general manager and the staff, we have a very good reputation. Past 4 or 5 years, there are many changes and challenges for SPC, particularly COVID-19, the entry of the Royal Commission into aged care quality and safety. But with these 2 external events, they have produced positive response from our staff. They indeed now part of the extended family of the residents. Caring both physically and spiritually is the central to our aim and our beliefs. For me, I consider that it is a blessing and privilege to be with the elderly at the last stage of their life journey.
In the middle of 1992, I came from Hong Kong to Lincoln. I went to Sydney Uni, New South Wales Uni, UTS, Macquarie Uni, and ACU to help them to have Bible study or faith sharing. And this was the work that I enjoyed very much. Now, after so many years, I'm so happy to see that they have their own children, and some of their children are already in uni, and yet their children are very active young Catholic leaders. So this is a blessing. I would like to thank God to be able to see.
At that time, the provincial of Hong Kong had been requested by a parish priest called Father John Walsh from Melbourne, one of the parishes called St. Patrick and the Holy Angels. And he requested sisters to be sent there to help the spiritual life of the congregation and also to be a witness of how to live a holy life and also how to serve in the parish of St. Patrick Mental. We were starting to go to the primary school to teach so that we can approach the children and help them also with catechesis of the Good Shepherd. Plus, we started the Legion of Mary and bring Holy Communion to the sick and the elderly, and also started to coordinate the catechesis for Sunday school for children who are attending non-Catholic schools.
During that time, when I was regional superior, the sister had some contact with some young girls. They came from Vietnam and to study in Melbourne. So I thought, if we have a formation house here, it will be easier. So I presented my request. So permission was given to open a novitiate in Brisbane in 2010, December the 8th. So in 2012, that means it took us 2 years, we finished the building and we have the novitiate open. And we have the first group of sisters who come into the first year. So we have the official opening of the novitiate in 2012, May 24, help of Our Lady, help of Christian feast day.
I was very blessed to be part of the first group of the novitiate in Australia. As the name suggests, first group, so would be first for everything, including experiences. We don't have other group to look up as how to live and behave in the novitiate, but yet we have an open opportunity to learn all the best parts from all our SPC senior sisters. Despite all the changes and adaptation to new things, we were guided to convert to Jesus, start building our relationship with Him. The joy of being a novice that's like live in another world without worrying about material things, but to have precious time with the Lord.
It was completely new for me when I first entered the convent in Australia, in a foreign country. The very first thing is I hardly spoke English word, and I had no ideas about the life in the convent. So I did not know what is ahead of me, just simply follow the guidance from the other sisters. Then I started to study English in order to communicate with other sisters. I also have a chance to learn and adapt with the culture of the country, as well as the culture in religious life. It is challenging and life is always challenged, but God gives enough grace at the moment.
After 11 years as a formator, I am glad to see the novices are growing day by day. in relationships with God, in human developments, in SPC vocation, and also in mission. At the present time, we are formed the fourth group of novices. We pray that Brisbane Novitiate will welcome many more groups in the future for the glory of God, the good of the church, and the service of our neighbor.